Netflix's Ratched is a stylish, psychological thriller that serves as a prequel to the 1975 film One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. The show reimagines the origins of Nurse Mildred Ratched, one of cinema's most iconic and enigmatic villains. Set in 1947, Season 1 explores how a seemingly compassionate nurse evolves into a cold and controlling figure within the mental health system. Blending themes of trauma, identity, and morality with striking visuals and noir-style suspense, Ratched is both a character study and a critique of the darker corners of psychiatric history. When the series begins, Mildred Ratched arrives at Lucia State Hospital, a prestigious psychiatric facility in Northern California. She claims to be an experienced nurse, but her arrival is shrouded in mystery and manipulation. She convinces the head doctor, Dr. Richard Hanover, to hire her. In truth, her motivations are personal. She is trying to get close to Edmund Tolleson, a convicted mass murderer, and her foster brother. Edmund is being held at Lucia while awaiting trial for brutally killing 4 priests. Mildred's motives are complex. While she appears poised and professional, she's hiding a dark past and is willing to lie, seduce, or sabotage to serve her goals. Lucia State Hospital, while forward-thinking on the surface, is a house of horrors beneath its facade. Patients undergo brutal experimental treatments, including hydrotherapy, ice baths, lobotomies, conversion therapy for homosexuality. Dr. Hanover is desperate to innovate, hoping to cure psychiatric illness with controversial and often inhumane methods. He is haunted by his own past. A wealthy woman's son was disfigured under his care, and she now wants revenge. Ratched uses the hospital's dysfunction to her advantage, rising quickly in influence while secretly trying to protect Edmund. Edmund Tolleson, Mildred's brother, is at the center of the hospital's notoriety. He claims his murders were committed in revenge for the abuse their mother suffered at the hands of a priest. Edmund's mental instability is clear, but Mildred believes he is redeemable and possibly even innocent. However, Edmund becomes increasingly dangerous. He charms a nurse named Dolly, who aids his escape. He also begins to suspect Mildred may eventually betray him for her own safety. The sibling relationship becomes a tragic tug-of-war. Mildred wants to save Edmund from death, but as he descends into madness and violence, she realizes she might have created a monster. One of the most poignant storylines in Ratched is Mildred's evolving relationship with Gwendolyn Briggs, the press secretary to Governor Wilburn. Initially closeted and repressed, Mildred begins to explore her lesbian identity for the first time. Their relationship is slow building, but heartfelt. It humanizes Mildred and shows a more vulnerable side of her. However, their bond is tested when Gwendolyn is diagnosed with cancer and needs surgery, further complicating Mildred's growing emotional openness. This love story adds emotional depth to Mildred, showing that beneath her manipulative surface is a woman yearning for safety, connection, and acceptance. The central tension in Ratched lies in Mildred's moral ambiguity. She condemns the hospital's brutal practices and fights to protect those she loves, yet she is also manipulative, deceitful, and capable of violence. The show frequently asks, who is truly mad, the patients or the system that confines them? Psychiatric institutions are portrayed as instruments of social control rather than healing. The show critiques the way mental illness, sexuality, and gender nonconformity were treated in the mid-20th century. Mildred walks a thin line between savior and villain. Her transformation into the cold, authoritarian figure from the original Cuckoo's Nest is not complete by the end of Season 1, but the groundwork is laid. By the end of the season, Edmund escapes after a gruesome killing spree. Dr. Hanover is dead, beheaded by Charlotte Wells. Nurse Bucket takes over as head of Lucia Hospital. Mildred and Gwendolyn move to Mexico, planning a peaceful life together. However, the final scene reveals that Edmund survived and is hunting Mildred. He feels betrayed and plans to exact revenge. This sets up a potential continuation where Mildred's past will come back to haunt her. Sarah Paulson's portrayal of Ratched is masterful, balancing icy precision with emotional vulnerability. Her character walks the line between cold efficiency and quiet desperation. The show paints her not as an evil nurse, but as a complex anti-hero, shaped by systemic cruelty and personal grief. Season 1 of Ratched is a stylish, psychologically rich exploration of a troubled woman in a broken system. Blending horror, drama, and historical commentary, the series reimagines a cinematic villain as a deeply wounded but powerful figure.